Alright, what's up guys? This is NinjaDeathStrike bringing you another Play TCG match. I found this video buried in my uploads folder entitled Only Eels. I have no idea when I took it, what it is. Apparently I am the one using the eels. It was like more than 30 minutes long, so it's a huge match. Hopefully it's a good one, but other than that, I have no idea what is about to happen. I don't know if I win or lose. I can't remember who I played against. I'm going to guess it was GunMonkey696 just because I play with him more than anyone else. But yeah, I don't remember anything about this match. So this should be an interesting narration to say the least. Let's see what happens. So I've lost the flip. And I'm facing down a Kyurem. So that was a Terrakion too. Maybe this is Empoleon. I don't know yet. But hey, look at that! I flipped two heads on my dual ball, and that never happens to me. I almost always flip double tails my first flip. So I'm gonna take a look at my deck here, and I get two Dynamos, which I'm not sure if I just didn't see that Smeargle up there, or if I decided I really wanted. That was probably a conscious decision to get the Dynamos now, because I know with Kyurem, damage is going to be spread, and I would like to get my things evolved as fast as I can. So, play the N here. Don't hit an energy, which really sucks. A blow through into Kyurem might not have been the best plan of action anyhow, but since he doesn't have anything else on the bench, it would have been a decent move, but that's not going to happen because I've got nothing. And I can get an eel next turn, but that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot going on with my hand. So here we get catcher and then a random receiver for an oak. I guess maybe he took the catcher back because I didn't use it. And then a plus power. Now we get the oak. And he's going to be able to outrage for 30. So here's a junk arm. Not sure what we're going to get out of this. Okay, now we get a catcher. Oh, and then he junk arm for the plus power. Okay, that's what it was. That was a little bit confusing, but I got it now. All right, so that was a double junk arm plus power for an outrage KO. So I am going to get my random receiver, hit an oak, just go for it right off the bat because I don't have anything in my hand that is going to do anything at all. And now I get my DCE, so that's cool. Going to be able to go for that, and I probably... Hey, there's Smeargle. Probably I'm going to, go for the catcher here. This match is sped up a lot, as you can see, just because it was so freaking long. But I'm going to catcher out the Kyurem without energy and with the experience share. And anytime you can do that, it's a really strong move against decks that rely on experience share for energy conservation. If you can take out their guys with experience share before they get to attack, then it's kind of going to slow them down. So not only that, Kyurem has a big fat retreat cost, and I guess it's not that bad. It's 2. It's only 1. Never mind. It's only 1 because of Skyro, but still, it's going to be inconvenient for him. So he does decide just pretty much just abandon this one and attach to the benched one so that he'll be able to glaciate next turn. And I'm going to face a decision here about what I want to get with my Ultra Ball. Looks like I don't have any more Dynamos. I don't know if I was only playing 3 at this point or if I have 2 prized. But either way, there are going to be no more eels. So that 1 that I have is going to be all I've got to go on. And yeah, I don't hit an energy off of this Juniper either, which is really discouraging. This must have been back a couple weeks ago when I just could not seem to draw energies ever. Just like 2-3 nights in a row, I could not hit energy to save my life, and it looks like this must have been one of those nights. So here, I switch into my Smeargle because I still want to get an energy for the turn. So I'm going to promote him, go for the portrait, hope to hit something to help me get my hand and be able to draw some cards. So probably gonna choose to go for the N there. Yeah, just because it'll put him at 5. Maybe stick him with a crappy hand. And now I can, since I got my energy, retreat back into Tornadus. I can attach here either to Zekrom or to Tornadus because I'm not going to be able to take a prize one way or the other, so we'll have to see who I choose to attach to. I go for the level ball here just to double check and make sure I didn't have any Dynamos, also to get it out of my deck. Hopefully I play that other one down there because, yeah, I'm going to look at my deck again just because I can. It's nice to be able to do that. I guess I decide to grab an Electric here just to thin out my deck a little bit. I suppose I could have done that one with the first as well, but it's not a huge deal. And then I do decide to go for the Power Blast. So I hit a Tails. That means I have to discard energy, which is a little unfortunate, especially with only one Eel up, but not a huge deal since I can get back to it if I need it. And I hurt that Terrakion pretty badly, so he's going to have to get a switch here in order to do anything this turn. Otherwise, that Terrakion is just going to be a goner. And I'll be able to tie up the prizes. So he does get a Juniper, though. So chances of him actually getting that switch are going to be pretty good here. I believe he's already played one. So a switch or a Junk Arm is going to let him get one. And yeah, here's a Junk Arm. Plus power. And something else, probably. Okay, a Fighting Energy. And I'm looking here just to see that he does have the switch. I didn't remember when he Junk Armed it away, so I was just double checking, but he does have it. And so it's going to let him get Kyurem active and Glaciate all of the things for 30 damage. It's only going to do 10 to Tornadus, and that'll be nice. So he actually catchers here. I guess I was just getting a little bit ahead of myself with all the added damage. But he actually catches out Eel and then glaciates, which is a really good move. And that Tornadus should only have 10. Do I catch it? I do. Okay. Because now I'm kind of stuck. Oh, and he plus powered. So there, Electric is going to get 40. Which isn't a huge deal. It doesn't really do a whole lot. He's still going to get killed by 2 more Glaciates either way. So here I made a bit of a mistake. You saw that I attached that Lightning Energy from my hand before I played the N. So had I not got that Junk Arm, I would have been stuck. Whereas I could have saved the attachment until after I end in case I got the DCE and manually attached and retreated that way. So I had to burn through a few more. Oh, don't discard that. That's still on the field. Yep, I got it. Okay, good. I had to discard a few more cards than I would have had to otherwise, but since I did hit the Junk Arm, it's not a huge deal, just not the best order of play. So here I go for the Power Blast again. Flip Tails again and do 80 damage to the Kyurem, which that's okay. I felt okay attacking into it just because it's really the only threat he has right now. Bench Kyurem, gonna go down in one shot. Terrakion not really gonna be able to touch me, and yeah, Outrage is still not gonna kill me. It's only gonna do 80 damage. So I'll still have quite a bit of HP left. Enough where I should be able to tank one more hit and probably take another prize. So it was a little bit risky attacking into the Kyurem, I guess, but I didn't want to give him more free turns to do stuff. So here he puts the Prism down on Terrakion and then goes for the Lost Remover, which hits my DCE. That's definitely going to hurt. Because it means I probably am not going to be able to Power Blast next turn, and I have to Power Blast if I want to take a KO. So we get a Junk Arm for a catcher. He's going to drag Electric back into the active spot and then Glaciate again. And I realize at this point that the amount of Dynamotors I'm going to be able to use are not very many more because Electric is probably going to die next turn, so I need to make the most of the ones that I have. And the fact that he didn't attack into my Tornadus is actually pretty nice too, because it means Tornadus is going to stay nice and fresh to come up and clean up later, especially if I have to deal with those Terrakions. So there you saw I manually attached this time to the electric to make sure that I could get him out of the active. And then I go for the plus power. Hopefully I Dynamotor here. Yep, I do. Okay, good. And because of the plus power, that's going to put me at 70 damage, which is enough to kill him. I guess it would have been without, it still would have done 60, and that would have been enough to kill him. But for some reason, I thought I needed it. So, okay, I guess I'm not going to play that catcher, which is good, I think. Well, yeah, I guess I decided to go ahead and take the knockout. I think playing the catcher might have been a better option, actually, because I could have taken out something within a Violite to prevent it from being useful. And even though that Kyurem would have come back in, I could have dealt with it. Could I? Well, I could have dealt... Yeah, I guess maybe I wasn't guaranteed a KO on it next turn, and that's why I decided to take it out now while I had definitely had the KO. So that's okay. Not a terrible move now that I'm looking at it again. But here we get another Juniper, so my opponent has not really missed a beat as far as supporters go, which I'm sure is helpful for him. Quite a few Junipers, refreshing his hand really fast, and that's going to make sure that his deck keeps flowing. Obviously, he's going to get the energies he needs, and looks like there is just experience share in this deck as far as energy preservation goes. No Electrode or anything like that. So here I catcher out the Kyurem, because if I can kill anything, I would like to kill this. If I kill this Kyurem, it means that Tornadus basically just has free reign the rest of the time, because he's only got Terrakions out, and it's just going to wall the hell out of those things. So thank God I hit an energy here, and that's going to let me promote Tornadus, attach DCE. I need a plus power still to take the KO, because I'm only going to do 80 damage. Never mind, that's 140. I can't do math. So yeah, I don't need a plus power. I'm just going to go for the Power Blast. Flip Tails again, because apparently that's just what I'm going to do with Power Blast this game. Sometimes it happens. But I've taken out Kyurem, so the only attackers he has left are Terrakion, and I've got an Annihilated Tornadus EX, so I'm not too worried about those guys. He's also played quite a few catchers and junk arms, so it's going to be kind of hard for him to hit those resources when he needs them in order to snipe around this Tornadus and take prizes elsewhere. So we get a dual ball here for looks like a double tails, which is unfortunate. And then a fighting energy onto this Terrakion, which I don't quite understand why he attached it to this one. I guess it doesn't really matter. The other one's got experience share anyhow, so it's going to get the fighting energy regardless, but yeah, he didn't need it this turn. So he does hit another catcher there and another Juniper. So this is at least his third Juniper. He's possibly hit all four. Oh, that's right. He has hit at least 3 others, because he asked me to take that move back here. He's only got 5 cards left in his deck, I think. So I let him take the move back, because whatever. It's not a serious tournament or anything like that. So he opts to go for the N instead, because he doesn't want to deck himself out. And he hits a Kyurem, which kind of sucks for me, but he doesn't get any energy to put on it or an experience share, and that's good. It means that it's probably not going to be a threat too soon. So here I'm going to Dynamotor first, and then dropping a Mewtwo probably wouldn't be the best idea. I don't really have anything to do other than Dynamotor. I suppose I could have junk armed for a catcher in order to pull that Curum up and hit it. Since it doesn't look like he plays DCE, I flipped dual tails on my own dual wall there, so we're even as far as that goes. Don't want to drop the Raikou with Terrakion out. That would be a very, very bad idea. Junk arming for the catcher wouldn't be a terrible move here, though. But it doesn't look like I'm going to do that. I'm probably just going to attack into Terrakion, which is okay. I would have much rather seen... Oh, maybe. No. Okay, I guess not. Looks like I was thinking about it, which would have been a better call, but oh well. Power Blast, Tails again. Is that the 4th or 5th Tails in a row I flipped for that attack? And, yeah. But I do 100 to Terrakion, so here we get an energy onto Kyurem. We get an Oak, which is kind of dangerous. That's got to put him awfully close to decking out. If he only had like 12 cards left in his deck, he's got to be in the single digits now. Unfortunately, on Play TCG, you can't see your opponent's deck size, and I've actually cut mine off here in an effort to get more of the screen visible so the cards are easier to see, but I would imagine I don't have a whole lot of cards left in my deck either. We'll have to check next time I search my deck, if I search my deck, but here I get a DCE. I'm going to be a little bit wary about dropping that down now, just because I know that there are lost removers in the deck, so chances are it's not going to stick around for a whole lot. You can see I really want to use that junk arm. The turn to do it, though, would have been last turn. And I put the Eviolite onto Smeargle thinking that he had more HP than he does. He only has 70, so Eviolite is not going to do anything. I realize that, or am told that, actually, I think, at some point. So I'm going to pick it back up, I'm fairly certain. Yep, because that would be dumb. So it would have been a good idea had I done it before Smeargle had 60 damage. It would have helped prevent that Glaciate damage, because I know that Kyurem, if anything beats me this game, it's going to be Kyurem. Both Electric and Smeargle are going to get knocked out the next time Glaciate comes down, so I need to try and prevent that. And looks like I junk arm here for a random receiver just to get a new hand, I would assume. I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking for. But I get a Juniper, and let's see what I do. I would like to see a Dynamotor, obviously. Yeah, just onto Electric to help prevent that catcher from coming down, and then probably attach the Electric in my hand. Oh, I'm not going to play the Juniper. Okay, I'm just going to take a KO with Blow Through, because I'm tired of flipping tails with freaking Power Blast. So just take out the Terrakion with Blow Through, and now the next one's going to come up. It can still only do 50 damage to me, which will put me at 120, because I can do math now. And that'll be good, but the thing that is not so good is that Kyurem is powering up on the bench back there. It is going to be able to Glaciate next turn. That means that a lot of my things are going to die. I benched the Dynamo here that I drew off my prizes. Then I realized that that is a terrible idea, because that is the third prize that my opponent needs to take in order to win. I've already got 2 easy prizes, but I want to force him into a tough decision of taking out Tornadus or taking out my bench stuff. And yeah, I don't play it down. So it looks like just go for Blow Through. Not sure. I guess I'm thinking very carefully about what I want to do here. I wish I could see how many cards I have in my deck. That's probably why I'm debating this Juniper so much. I need to take prizes. I'm fairly certain that I'm close to decking out here, and so I need to have enough cards left in my deck to take the prizes I need. And, you know, if that Curum is the only thing left I need to kill, that's fine. But if I actually have to take 3 more prizes and I played that Juniper, I'm pretty sure I put myself dangerously close to decking out, especially since I can't take out anything in his deck in one shot. It's going to take 2 hits to kill things, and I just don't have the cards in my deck to manage that. So as you can see here, his deck is really thin too. He can't have that many cards left, and I'm just counting his ends here. It looks like I didn't catch how many I had, but he just has to pass. He doesn't have an energy, which is good for me, and even better, I get a Mewtwo EX, which is a really great attacker in this matchup. I wish I had started using him earlier, because he clearly does not have a Mewtwo of his own to come back at me with. So, well, I shouldn't say clearly. He could still have one hidden away in there, but it's looking at this point like he doesn't have one. And if you know your opponent doesn't have Mewtwo, just play Mewtwo. It's still ridiculously good. So I just decided, screw it, Mewtwo time. Go into Mewtwo and hit him for 80. So now he actually gets a revive, which it's a good thing I didn't play that Juniper, because I would have just lost myself the match. Since he did get another card out, means I'm going to have to take at least 1 more prize, and could even have to take 2 more if he gets something else on his bench. But he's going to think about what he wants to get here. All of his experience shares are in the discard, and a lot of his junk arms, so he's probably not going to have any energy acceleration here, which is tricky. He opts to go for the Curum, which I definitely think is the better play. Plays down the Lost Remover just to get rid of the DCE. That's okay, though. It's not going to hurt me too badly. It got me the big damage that I needed last turn, and I'm just going to be able to attach manually from my hand and take him that way. But I get end. So now I won't. Then I get my energy back, so never mind. So yeah, he's in a tough spot here. He can opt to go for Glaciate and take out Electric and Smeargle. However, that's going to leave Mewtwo basically untouched, and then X-Ball is going to kill him next turn. Or he can Outrage into the Mewtwo for 80. That's going to put a lot of damage on Mewtwo, but it's going to do nothing to my bench. So he can't, he can't do damage to everything like he wants to, and that's going to be quite a decision. In the end, he opts to go for the Glaciate, which I think is probably the right play. Hopefully I remember to put damage on these guys, because they should still take 10 even though they have Eviolite. Probably not going to be a huge deal, but just, yeah. Oh, okay. I guess I don't. But anyhow, X-Ball for KO, because that's what Mewtwo does, and that's why Eels still is a good deck, because it can charge up Mewtwo better than any other deck right now. Now he's stuck with a lone Curum, no cards in his deck, and yeah, that's going to do it. He actually is out of energy, so that was a match, and it was a really good match, a really long one. The deck actually did pretty well. Gave me some problems, made me think about what I was doing. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Turned out to be a pretty decent match. Surprise match for this week. And leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching the video. Leave me a comment about the deck, mine or my opponent's, or anything else you want to say, or you can correct me, because I know you guys love to do that. And yeah, I'll have more coming your way shortly. Thanks, guys.